President and General Counsel Carl Szabo. Carl, this FBS saga, right? To me, again, I'm saying the elites run amok. Billionaire funders, Ivy League professors, all their connections, of course, written over all of this stuff, and then Congress right in the middle, regulators nowhere to be found. What's your thoughts on this thing? The public can't believe something like this was allowed to grow and fester.
Yeah, I mean, as you were extolling just a moment ago, this is not about the need for new laws. This is the need for new regulations. This is fraud. This is something we've prosecuted for 200 years. It's just they're using the internet and crypto, the newfangled thing, to make this fraud possible. But the question for me is, where was the oversight? Where were the law enforcers? All we're hearing is we need new laws. We need to shut down crypto, when in fact we need law enforcement to step up and do its job. It's easy to write new laws. It's hard to do law enforcement. And the only reason that FTX fell apart was because a website connected the dots about 2 months ago. I don't know if SBF would be in handcuffs today, but for the fact that somebody, not the government, not law enforcement, identified that the emperor had no clothes on. And that was the reason. So we need law enforcement to do a better job of identifying this fraud when it's happening, not after all the money's gone.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, over a year ago, I saw tweets and some very smart people who were saying this thing was a fraud for a long time. Let's talk about the SEC going after social media influencers. Big news out today. And if they're guilty, to me, it would seem like low-hanging fruit. It gets back to the question about stopping the bigger abuses, you know, the Wall Street abuses, the large institutional abuses. And when we do see them, when they occasionally come to light every 10 to 20 years, there's a few smacks on the wrist, some fines are paid, but never any individual accountability, Carl.
Yeah, I mean, this is a small case comparatively, certainly compared to $8 billion. But what you have here are a bunch of Twitter users and people on Discord basically doing a classic pump and dump scenario. They would buy stock, hold it, tell all their followers this is a must buy, pump up the value, dump it, and leave their followers holding the bag. This, once again, is a classic crime that we are finally prosecuting. But I'm going to disagree a little bit, because we should go after the big guys. We should go after the big problems. We should go after the small guys as well. We need law enforcement across the board, whether it's in the financial sector or everywhere else, to make clear, when you commit a crime, you're going to go to jail. We're going to prosecute you, and that's what's going to happen in both these cases.
I'm with you 1,000%. It's just interesting that this was in the back pocket and the news comes out today. All right, I got less than a minute to go. You are a real champion of the social media space, so to speak, right? And your name's come up with the whole Twitter situation. A poll out by Pew today, or late yesterday, fascinating. Of all the countries in the world, America's #1 is saying social media as a good thing. How do we protect that?
You know, look, we need the institutions to do their job, like the Federal Trade Commission, where I used to work, and elsewhere. But simultaneously, what we need is the free market to be able to operate without government oversight. The Twitter files have made clear that government coercion is what undermines the ability of businesses to provide what's best for their users and their customers. So we need government to get the hell out of trying to control speech online. And that's how you regain trust in the system. And that's how we bring our virtues of free expression and free enterprise, which I've been fighting for 20 years at NetChoice, to the rest of the world. And we do it through the social media platform that we've developed here in the U.S.
All right, Carl, thank you very much. I appreciate it. All right, folks, back to the moment of truth, so to speak. We're just a few minutes away from Jay Powell's press conference. We know it's going to be explosive.